Hi everyone, I am so excited that you're here today. I have 4 techniques to share with you today. We're going to be using the Merry Moose bundle, I promised you that, and I'm actually going to show you a little twist on it. So I used the Merry Moose on one of these last night. Today we're going to use the whale. I'll explain that in just a minute. And if you participated in the mini class last week and placed a qualifying order, your kits went in the mail today. So if you've got any questions when they arrive, then just reach out, let me know. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with them. I had a lot of fun with them. I can't wait to my class on the third Thursday. That is also going to continue that featuring of the Playful Pets bundle. So hey Joyce, I just see that you have joined. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the love. And now my nose wants to run, of course. So anyway, 4 techniques. We've got 3 Merry Moose projects and then a couple that are bonuses. Does that fair? None of these are hard, but a couple of them I just forget about. You know, I'm so used to one of them. Hey Kirby, one of these is creating your own designer series paper. Now the paper that Stampin' Up gives us is gorgeous. No way to top it. But sometimes it's kind of fun to do something a little bit different. I'm not going to demonstrate that technique with you today. I'm going to save that demonstration till bingo on Friday, but I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of what I did and tell you what I did. And then if you are watching and playing bingo on Friday night, you'll get to see the actual demonstration. So I'm quite excited about that. One of the techniques that we're going to look at today is brand new. Over the weekend, Stampin' Up! Had their annual convention recognizing all the achievements over the previous year and sharing sneak peeks and presentations from the catalog that's coming in January. So that was huge. We even received some of those products and got to stamp with them a little bit. So that was very exciting. We had a group here locally that we kind of cheered each other on and shared some what are you loving about what you're seeing, those kind of things. And so that made it just really exciting. And the awards were super amazing. Pat Benatar opened for us on Friday night, which, oh my gosh, that was huge. She was one of my very first concerts back in the day, and I immediately went out and got my hair cut in the Pat Benatar style. That's just what you did. So that convention was amazing, and one of these techniques was shared there by one of the demonstrators, and it's super cute. I think that I'm going to do a twist on that and make Hazel's birthday card using that technique. But I want to come back to the awards for just a minute, and then I promise you we're going to get stamping. The Stampin' Up! We have about 58,000 demonstrators worldwide, and I learned today that I kind of ranked, I did really well. I knew it was a great year, but the rankings were posted today, and I just wanted to share with you how amazingly blessed I am. In the global, out of that 58,000 demonstrators, I ranked 144 for the last years, 2019 to 2020. And then within the U.S., I'm not exactly sure. The majority of the demonstrators are in the U.S., but I don't know the exact number. But I placed number 84 overall, and I placed 36 in leadership and 47 in team building. So I am so blessed with the most amazing team. We love to get together, we love to support each other, and we're very encouraging. So it was just a huge year, and what a way to top it off. I spent most of yesterday dreading today. So when those rankings came out, it was just such a lift and such a blessing. And now I get to spend a little bit of time with you stamping, and so what a way to end the day. So amazing. I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera around. Thank you so much, Joyce and Kirby. I am just blessed beyond belief. I'm going to add this over there, and then I have discovered something. Okay, this might have been a big I should have known this already, right? Because, oh, come on. There we go. How about that, right? So I can keep this camera up above my head and then just zoom in to my workspace. I know, my mind just continues to get blown today. So I have this in front of me. I want to show you this little charm. So this is stamped with one of the new stamps in the January to June catalog. And then I made little charms with initials and this Dragonfly Charm for my team and some friends. And used that on our Stampin' Up! Tumbler. Can you see? So there's my M and my Dragonfly. The idea was if we were to be able together, if we were able to actually gather physically, that several of us would have those tumblers, and we needed a way to identify whose was whose. So that was that's where the charms came in. Actually, that L is for my friend Laura, and I haven't sent it to her yet, so I was able to use it. I do have an M on mine, but Joyce, you're absolutely right. I do use this a lot because I'm a 1L Michelle. So this is what I'm going to demonstrate on Friday night, but I wanted to give you a sneak peek. This is not printed designer series paper. I stamped this. Isn't that the coolest thing? Some stamps you look at and you can immediately see how you might create something like this. And that's what the Poinsettia Petals, it immediately lends itself to that. And so does the Forever Fern. Oh my gosh, where's my catalog? Let me grab my catalog and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so those were the two that I thought of right away, but I would really like to know what you think. Now that I've shown this to you, I want to know what jumps out at you. So Forever Fern is on page 110 of the main catalog. I may have us drawn in a little bit close. Let me see if I can pull us back out for just, oops, wrong way. Woo. Okay, so this is the Forever Fern stamp set, and I think it would make gorgeous designer series paper stamped as well. So, but I used the Poinsettia Petals, I'm sorry, which is in the mini catalog. It's a bundle. And guys, I've got a Stamp Camp 10 projects that we are going to use with this bundle at the end of the month. It's kind of a bonus, actually. The calendar really didn't have a good place to put such a class, but we had to do it. So if you haven't seen my calendar of events, please let me know. I can add you to my newsletter. I will make sure that you get that calendar. I'm in the process of building a website to get this even more organized and streamlined. Okay, here is the Poinsettia Petals. And it has this beautiful set of dies too. So we're going to use the whole bundle. It's actually a suite. It has this flocked paper. It has this beautiful designer series paper, these gorgeous pearls, and this sheer ribbon. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I wasn't going to get this stamp set. I wasn't going to get this bundle. It didn't speak to me. And then I won it in an auction. So I don't know. I'm so glad I did because this was so much fun, and it's just beautiful. I mean, this is Cherry Cobbler and Old Olive. This is Seaside Spray, Smoky Slate, and then Pretty Peacock were the colors that I used. And then everything else, these are the stamps that were in the stamp set. And then I made the little thank you tag to go with it. So anyway, I will demonstrate that technique on Friday night during bingo. So I'm going to set that aside so that nothing happens to it. Oops. Finding a spot over here. It doesn't take long for your office just to get out of control messy. So I am going to start with this card. And actually all I have is the card front made. But my friend Daniela Hutt made a card like this and shared it. And let me see. I can probably bring us back down now. Okay, so Can you see all the texture? So this is using the pine wood. Okay, I threw my catalog away too soon. Pine wood planks embossing folder. I think that's the name of it. I thought I was organized. I thought I had it all ready to go, and then suddenly, not so much. I hope my catalog is going to last until June. Okay, yes, it is the Pinewood Planks 3D embossing folder. And I want to spend just a minute to talk about the embossing folders because they have varying degrees of thicknesses. And the thickness of the embossing folder and the impression that it leaves determines what sandwich you need to use with it in your cut and emboss machine or emboss and cut machine. I don't even know how it goes, but anyway, this white machine right here. So sometimes you just use one acrylic plate and your embossing folder and paper. Sometimes you use a little one plate, but it's a little thicker plate. I think it's number 4 in. So here's how we talk about the different plates and what sandwiches you need to use. So anyway, that Pinewood Planks is a 3D die. So it's thick. It is designed to give us a real heavy impression. So, but we use that on the card layer. This is Whisper White, and then used it on each of the 4 squares, right? And then on the mousse as well. I found my color combination. I'm not the best at feeling confident sometimes in putting colors together, so I knew that I wanted to use rich raspberry. So I did a search on Pinterest for Stampin' Up! Color Combinations Rich Raspberry, and this is what I got. So this is Rich Raspberry and Coastal Cabana, then Mango Melody, and Granny Apple Green. And then I just reversed them around. So when you see something like this, how do you know what your measurements should be? I think that is something that we don't talk about a lot. So I want to take a few minutes. So this card, let me scoot. Can you see? So the card layer, and I'm sorry I didn't get that out already. Okay, so the card base is Thick Whisper White. So it's 8.5 by 11. And for this one, I want it to open at the top. So I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. And then I'll score it at 5.5. And usually I do that the other way around. I usually score first and then cut. So I don't quite know where I was going with that. All right. The typical first layer would be a 1/4 inch in, which means that this piece would be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this one is a little bit shy of that. Okay. So it is actually, did I do that right? It's actually, I thought that was going to go the other way. Well, this is showing at 3 7/8 and 5 1/8. But that way I've got this pretty even border on all 4 sides. I measured my mousse to figure out how much room he needed, and then I knew my squares needed to be at least that large. So kind of worked in backwards. So I think that these are just 1 7/8. Am I making any sense at all? Yeah, so my squares are 1 7/8, which you can see my mousse is end to end, right? So let's see if I can build this again. I already prepped. So I've already prepped another layer. And I need, and I've already got my rich razzleberry and my coastal cabana and a piece of granny apple green that might be big enough, and a mango melody. So my squares are going to be 1 7/8 each. 1 7/8 squared. So it's so funny. It looks so much smaller on my trimmer than it is. Okay, set that aside for my mousse. And then this piece, 1 7/8. I did vary up the way the pattern was turned a little bit. So then I need a granny apple green. I'm going to need more granny apple green. Do I not have a piece for my mousse? Maybe he'll fit on that. Is that one the right size? I don't think he's going to fit on that. Oh, I thought I had prepared it. Okay, I've got a piece. So let's see if this one is big enough. 1 7/8 and 1 7/8. Okay, so that's that one. So we are just missing Mango Melody. And this is all kinds of cool, guys, because you could turn right around and make a different card with your negative images, right? That would be so fun, just like that. Maybe I'll just set that aside and do that, huh? All right, so now I need to punch a mousse. So here are my 4 pieces that I'll lay down on that. Then I need mousse. I gotta admit, I'm really struggling. Okay, so I laid my planks horizontally on my card. So they're going this way. And I actually did them so they were debossed the first time. Then my mousse, I had him vertical and embossed. So there is one, and I'll make sure I'm on camera. And let's see if I've got enough to get a hold of. Oh, I don't. Do you know what to do when this happens, when you don't have enough to grab hold? So maybe this is another tip. Take a Post-it note. And I have learned to actually put the Post-it note on the underside so that I don't have to peel it off of my whatever I punched. So, like, I've got Post-it note pieces on his back, but that's going to be the sticky part, so it's a little harder to get off. It doesn't matter. And then we need a granny apple green. I didn't even do a greeting on this because this could be anything. This could be a Christmas card, it could be a birthday card, it could be just a blank card, it could be absolutely anything, right? So I would put this down on my card with some, because I popped up my squares and I popped up the mousse, I would not pop up this layer. I can't really tell if that is straight or not. So thank you, Daniela, so much for sharing this this example. I just love it, and I may have to find some more color combinations and keep doing this because this goes by quickly. I can add a little greeting down here. Doesn't need any ribbon or embellishment. And I can add a greeting and a message in here. I could even stamp the moose in here. I could use my little negative image in here or on the envelope. So many fun choices for that card. All right, so that is the technique number one, just embossing and playing with color. All right, so, and actually I don't even know if that's so much a technique, but it is what it is. How about this awesome grid paper, guys? This was part of our swag bag for attending the on-stage event. You could purchase just the event, or you could purchase the event and the swag bag. And if you purchased the swag bag, and they sold out, so not everybody had an option at the time they registered to get the swag bag as well. Okay, so this is card number 2, and I saw this on Pinterest, and you know what? It needs a little bit of work. We're going to use the Stamparatus and the Hinge technique, but when I made this last night, the first time I did it, I had too much space in between my Merry Christmas, and it had too much space between them. So I decided, okay, I'm going to mess with this and see if I can't come up with it a little bit better. Well, that almost worked, but then I've got space at the top and I cut off at the bottom. So we're going to fix that in this card. But how pretty is this? These bright colors. So this is Magenta Madness and Granny Apple Green, basic black, and then this plaid piece is from the Plaid Designs paper. Just go with it. The leaves are from the Poinsettia dies. And then I've just got a little bit of linen thread back here. And again, I could have used some more embellishments. I just didn't. So what are we going to do to improve on this? Well, the first thing we're going to do is cut some grid paper. And normally I use the grid paper that I purchased with the Stamparatus. It's 7 inches square. It fits the Stamparatus. But what I did last night in making this, I had my stamp on here, and I had my grid paper like so. These are 1/4 inch squares. So I took my hinge off and replaced it, and I brought my paper down, or up, down 1/2 inch each time, not 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. So I just brought it down one of the little squares each time. Made it pretty easy, but then it didn't space right in the end. So we are going to use centimeters this time. And so I am cutting some of our grid paper, because our grid paper has metric on one side and imperial on the other. Hi, Diane. Thanks for being here. Now I'm going to be nervous. And I don't know exactly how big this needs to be, but I just need to get it. The biggest thing is that it is straight in a corner. Oh, I think that's a bug. Oh. Okay, so it might be easier if I cut it on the side that I know the measurements, huh? Okay, let's try this again. So what's the hardest part about your Facebook Live today, Michelle? Well, it's actually cutting the grid paper to help me, that I need to help me out with my adjustments. So the grid paper is 7 by 7. Okay, so that should fit our Stamparatus, and it should give us a little bit closer to the spacing. So this is, we're using a photopolymer stamp from the Tag Buffet kit. Guys, this stamp set is so much more than just the tags. The tags are gorgeous, and if it was just for the tags, that would be enough. But we're going to use this. I've got a Tag Buffet class on Saturday, and we're going to make the 30 tags in the project kit, as well as 4 additional cards. I do have a little bit of space in that class. So if this Saturday works for you, then jump on board. We can make that work. Get you your kit to you. If this Saturday doesn't work for you, I will repeat this in December. Okay, Hope and I are doing that together. I love it when I get to work with Hope. Okay, so I know that I need this to start pretty much up at the top, okay, and I did think about one thing. I could cut my magenta 1/8 of an inch bigger, and that might help. So you know what? Let's give ourselves a little bit of a break and do that as well. So instead of cutting that 1/4 of an inch in, we'll do it only 1/8. And that'll help our spacing a little bit also. Just stack these all on top of each other. Okay, so my card base is 5 1/2. So I am going to come in just 1/8 of an inch instead of a full 1/4 of an inch. And then 4 1/4, I'll come to 4 1/8. So you can see that is just a smidge, 1/8 of an inch to be precise, bigger than the one I worked with last night. Set that over there. Don't want to get confused. All right. And so this is a photopolymer stamp, which means it needs the foam mat. Okay, this one is one that I ordered extra that has the grid paper on it. And I'm also going to sneak in, this is an extra magnet that I got from Stamp and Storage, and that'll hold this down. Sometimes the photopolymer stamps want to stick a little bit. All right, so I want to have an even square so it's easy to move this little guy around. So I'm going to start in that corner, and I'm going to mark that in a moment. And I'm going to start this pretty close to the top. I'm going to pick it up, and now I'm going to mark this spot with a pencil. I probably need glasses, oh my gosh. Okay, that'll show me sort of what square I started in. Now I'm going to slide this off and stamp. You guys are thinking, this is a lot of work, Michelle, and maybe it is. But once I do this, I can leave this on here and just repeat it a bunch of times. And I love these bright colors. So, all right, and is that straight? Okay, anybody know where my glasses are? Here they are. Okay. It is pretty straight on my grid paper, and I'm not terribly worried about it being precise because which letters would I care about? You know, the R's are even, the E is looks like it's supposed to be up just a little bit, the M, you know, so it kind of dances around anyway. All right, so then the next trick, oh, I can't gauge this because I can't move this down. We're going to have to just go with it. How do y'all feel about just going with it? We're going to just go with it. We're just leaving a tiny bit of space at the top, and we're going to gain a little bit at the bottom. So we're just going to try it. But now that I've got this template made, if I wanted to make others, I could just dance Merry Christmas down this and lay another piece of paper up here and do it again and again. Now, so I'm going to bring this back up. So this is the Hinge Stamping. And Sarah Douglas, I shared a video with you not too long ago of Sarah Douglas showing this. Yep, so we're really close to the top. And you know what? That's not quite as dark as I want it. I really want this bright. So I'm going to ink that up again. and bring it over. Beautiful. All right, now I'm going to bring my hinge down, but I also need to bring down this because if I stamped it again, it would give me too much of a gap. So I'm just going to scoot this down 1 square. Did I just say scooch? I did, didn't I? And I probably don't really need the magnet. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. And honestly, I don't know that my magnet would hold it even if it did, since it's on such a tiny piece of the paper. I'm just giving some even pressure. And since I stamped the first one twice, go ahead and do this one twice. All right, bring my hinge down again. Bring my paper down 1 square. The trick is to remember, to do that consistently in the same order. Hinge and then square, hinge and then square. And now that I've said that, I'm probably going to goof it up, do it backwards. Okay, so hinge and then 1 square. So even if your stamp doesn't look like the hinge would give you the right amount of space, there are ways to work with it. Okay, so this stamp isn't quite tall enough to do just 1 hinge and bring it back over, but just by shifting my paper, I'm able to still do the technique that I want. Okay, so hinge again, paper down 1 square. So I'm still on camera a little bit, okay? And now as you get towards the bottom and you have fewer notches in the hinge, it gets a little less, stable, I want to say. So, just be prepared to help support it. Okay. See how that little freak out just then, did I do it in order? All right, so I've got extra at the bottom than the top. So it could still do a little bit of work, but let's see. I've already cut my leaves and I need to punch my mousse. Let me clean this, or at least set it aside. And so here's this plaid paper. And with this one, I did use dimensionals on my layer as well. I kind of like to do that when it's tone on tone sometimes. All right, so those are the pieces. Let's get the Stamparatus out of the way. And my card base is over here. And of course, you would want to add a white layer to this. So let's just see how this would layer up. I did not pop up the mousse. I really thought that that was kind of a cool thing to have him flat. It kind of gives you a bit of an optical illusion. And got him about in the stitching. And then I took glue dots to put, so I don't know, I keep meaning to ask somebody that was around long enough ago. These are called mini glue dots, but they're the only size that we have. So at one point, did we have larger glue dots? And then at some point we retired them and just kept this size? I don't know. Things to think about at weird times, right? I think about it when I'm placing an order. Okay, then some linen thread. And, you know, nothing fancy here. I just went around 2 or 3 times and I found some scissors. Tried to cut my finger. Okay, I'm gonna oh my gosh, was it? Do you remember when Rhonda Wade was doing a video not too terribly long ago and she cut her finger? I think it was her finger during the video. Okay, linen thread is just it's kind of messy. That's how we want it. And grab some dimensionals. And I'll kind of use the dimensional to guide this thread a little bit. And then I'm just going to I don't even need the other two to stick. So I don't need that. I am going to come closer to the bottom only because that'll make this a little, maybe a little less noticeable. I don't know. I don't know that it's any such big thing. Except that now I'm curious. I got to figure out where my math went wrong. All right, so that sheet's done. Let's grab some more. Oh, missed my trash can. Now, I think I've told you before, a lot of times I add all of these dimensionals for support and not necessarily for stick. So if one doesn't want to behave and unstick itself, well, I'll just move on to another one. Now, sorry for my big head here if I try to get this lined up. The friend of mine that does my hair cracks me up when I go in to get my hair cut or colored, and she'll say, I'm going to do something a little different. I saw you on camera. I'm like, well, that's so funny. She's like, you okay if I do something different? And I'm like, I'm fine with that. But okay, I'm really struggling. It's like I didn't cut this quite right. It seems to be too long. Yeah, it really, okay, I still got it on here crooked. Dadgum. This little moose wants to travel. Okay, so there she is. He is. I like them both. I think they're fine, flaws and all. So the next one. Okay, are y'all ready? This is the technique that we learned at On Stage on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, it has to be Saturday. Couldn't have been Sunday. And get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. I'm going to use the Well Done for this one. Shaker card. Super, super easy shaker card. Look at this. How cute is this? So I didn't even add a greeting. And we're going to do a few things different on this one. So, but you could add a greeting here, add a greeting to the back. You could actually let this be a card front, which is what we're going to do on the one that we're going to do next. so this is our sample, and let's make some magic. All right, so this card, I'm going to let, instead of having one piece on the back, we are going to make, an entire card. So that's just going to be the card front. Now, I haven't done any weighing or measuring, but I would assume that you wouldn't have to go too crazy before you would need to add extra postage on this. All right, so that's my card base. That is Pacific Point, and it's just a regular size card base. Now, we need one of these envelopes. So these envelopes are in the catalog with our other envelopes. They're called clear medium envelopes, package of 50. All right, so regular envelopes are a package of 40, and this is a package of 50. Now let's grab some of the DSP. So I've actually got a piece of vellum that's embossed in here, and I think I'm gonna pull this out just a little bit so we can look through this DSP. So I kind of want one that is a scene, maybe. So maybe that one. Okay, so there's a possibility. That one's another possibility, but I like that one better. Love the turtles. Okay, I said I was getting a scene. I'm already off track. The seahorses, jellyfish. So sometimes when Hazel, she's going to be 3 tomorrow, when she doesn't want to take a bath, I ask her if she wants to go swimming in the bathtub. Somehow that's an entirely different thing. Don't question it, you just go with it. It gets her in the bathtub. And here's some more of the turtles and some whales. So we might even punch out a whale. We may not even stamp it. We may punch it out. Okay, this one's a little different. And then here's some just odd pieces. Now, if we wanted to use the turtles or the swimming fish, that's right, it's all in the perception, isn't it? For reality is different. So if we use this one, then we could use the greeting, hope all of your birthday fishes come true. But I think I'm liking my love for you is bigger than the ocean, or you're kind of a big deal. And then I'll do a different birthday greeting on the inside. It's kind of where my head is. So I'm thinking that there's this scene, although that would be pretty too. Oh my gosh, I guess I should have made myself sit down and pick one beforehand. Okay, so now I can't even find the one that I was thinking I'd go look at. It's such a struggle sometimes. These little crabs. Maybe just that one. But that one doesn't really have a lot of Pacific Point, does it? And I've already cut my background. You'd think I was picking out china that we're going to use for the next 40 years. It's not really such a big deal, Michelle. So keep coming back to the turtle. She's going to be 3. She doesn't care. And if I don't like it, it doesn't have to be her birthday card, right? I can change it. Okay. This one or this one. This one has more colors. Okay, we're going with that one. Go figure. It's the one I picked out first. Oh, Kirby's throwing in the turtles. Yeah, I really like the turtles too. You think I can still stamp? Of course I can. Thank you, Kirby. All right, so what size do we cut this? We're going to cut it, so this is a standard card size, card base back here. So this is 5.5 and 4 1/4. So we're going to cut our DSP to be 1/4 of an inch in roughly. You could do it a little bit more narrow if you wanted to. So then it's just a matter of figuring out how much of it you want. Let's come from the top, I think, and we're going to cut this at 4. So we're going to get, or do we like it going this way? And then the whale is kind of over here. Such decisions. Okay, so 4. And then this side needs to be 5 1/4. And I'm going to cut it off this side. All right, that's all I need there for a second. And now we're going to take this envelope, right? Slide the DSP in, and then got the Whale of a Time sequins. Oh, can't stand it. And I've got a pretty good little collection in there. I'm just waiting. The sale of sequins is going to go up dramatically now that Rosemarie has shown us this. All right, so now I want to make sure that I've got this in the corner. Want you on the other side, please. Move along, move along. So I'm just working that into the corner. Now I'm going to peel off the adhesive and fold it over. I made a booger of a mess up there. Yes, isn't that magical? I really don't even know how I did that. Okay, so now I'm going to retrieve my bone folder. I don't know what I'm going to take. I'm going to get my bone folder and make this crease really strong. And now I want to fold this one down on top, make a strong crease there, and then we need a little counterfeit product here. So I'm going to bring in a product from 3M and tape that down. Okay. And there we have our shaker. Oh my gosh, how fun is that, right? So the next thing I want to do is add some ribbon, because I'm going to add that ribbon before I put it down. And I think I grabbed the right ribbon. And I'm going to kind of come towards the lower part. And then of course I'm going to do a cheater bow, because you know that's what I do. So I've just cut a little bit longer on both sides, and I'm going to grab a glue dot and this reminds me that we got some information about the Maui trip last week, telling us to pick a free excursion. So we are going to select snorkeling in Hawaii. So excited. Okay, that's really low. I think I'm going to come up a bit. Okay, I'm just counting 2, 4, 5, and 2, 4. Let's see how we like that. Okay, and then I don't know that I'm going to use white, but you know, just thinking something along those lines. There, and then a big ribbon here, or I wonder if it should go, this whale should come over here, because I'm going to hide a lot of turtles if I put my whale over here. So maybe I would put it on this side. I don't know. Okay, but at this point, I can put this down onto my card base. Okay, put the whale on the right, Joyce said. I love these interactive, everybody gets to contribute. And this does not have enough of a crease on it either. Curious, are you brave enough to just fold your card over, or do you score it first? Boy, this is the same color. I score mine first. I get all kinds of whacked out if I try and do it the other way. All right, so now let's see if we have a whale that we want to punch out, or if we are going to stamp and cut. And these are pieces left over. Remember the last time that Marshall, always score first, Marshall came and cut with us. Okay, here's a nice one right there. So I think we'll just see how that works. Marshall has changed jobs and he's not necessarily able to come on Mondays anymore, but Mondays are still my best day because right now I don't have Hazel on Mondays. Okay. Now I'm going to just so this is pretty cool. So when you're in a hurry, or I don't know, the paper images are beautiful. So I'm just going to punch. You can die cut from the paper or punch from the paper. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I miss Marshall. Yeah, I don't get to see him very often. Oh, you know what might be cool? What if we punched out a circle in the vellum? Would that be too much? I don't know. Let's try it. I'm going to grab some circle punches. I'll be right back. Not over here, and this side of the room is so dark. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And, all right, well, we're going to do, what size are you? This is silly. Okay, so this is 2 inches on top here. I'm trying to figure out if my whale is going to fit on 2 inches, and I'm going about it all kinds of crazy. So doesn't quite fit on that. So let's get the 2 1/4. See if we like it better. We'll see more of the vellum if we do 2 1/4. What do you think? The 2 in, this is the 2 1/4. And this is the 2-inch. Is there too much glare? Can you see? It's really going to be sticking out. I think I like the 2 1/4. I've got a big enough piece here that I think if we turn out to not like it, that we can swap. Wait till we get to tell Hazel that all of her aunties participated in her birthday card. She'll be so excited. Oh, I like that. Okay. So remember, 3 projects that we're doing today. So shaker card. I'm using the whale, and if you place an order and you want, if you place an order and you're getting the kit, then you I guess can decide if you want the whale or if you want the moose in your shaker card. But I'll send you a kit complete with stuff to put in your shaker card, and then you can make more of these. Now the trick is that might have gone, most of that is on the ribbon, so I'm going to stick one underneath because it needs to stick. Okay. It's sticking to my finger really well. And there's that. Now let's tie a bow. Who's got the ribbon? Pretty sure I do. There. Goodness gracious. Okay, this was the other cool thing that she did when she showed us this. And I think I might have something that will coordinate. So, okay, I'm pretty sure that this is still, okay, just trust me. Okay, so when she tied her ribbon, I want this to be a really pretty bow. Can you all see? Okay. So she did like this, tied that first knot, and then she laid another piece of ribbon going this way. So it kind of had an extra little something something. So you get an extra little fullness in your tail. I don't need any extra fullness in my tail, but you know, maybe my whale does. Oh my gosh. Okay, I love it. And I'm pretty sure that this ribbon is still current. Okay, I gotta find my ribbon scissors. Here they are. So I could fuss with that a little bit. Okay, how cute. Oh my gosh, are you in love with it? And then I'll put a white layer in here and stamp, you know, happy birthday, or my love for you is bigger than the ocean. I absolutely love it. I'm so excited. Okay, so thank you all for hanging in there with me today. Let me show you all of our projects again. So this and this one, and then our Magenta Madness mousse, and then, oh, for the love of what did I do? I can't even remember what the first one was. How sad is that? Okay, that's crazy. The first one has the black. Unreal. Okay, I've lost the first one that we made, but I'm pretty sure there were 3, weren't there? What's this? I don't know. Anyway, it's gotten kind of crazy here. Yeah, it has run away. Whatever that other card was, it ran away. right? It's not here. I will post photos later. But if you place an order this week, you're going to receive this kit. Daniela's card. Thank you. 4 squares. What did I do with Daniela's card? I put it somewhere very safe. Very, very, very safe. And then I put something on top of it. I'll post photos. Thank you so much, Joyce, for reminding me of which card it is. I was having a serious brain moment there. I do have space in bingo for Friday if you would like to join us for that. I put it all aside for Friday. I think you're right. And Saturday is the tag buffet class where we're going to make 4 cards plus the 30 tags. And there's just all kinds of stuff going on. There's a poinsettia stamp camp later this month. I really wanted to have lots of opportunities for us to stamp together because I know that things look really different right now. I know my family is not going to get together at Thanksgiving like we normally would. We'll get together, but it's going to look different. It's probably going to look like we put the food out at my parents' house and then we fill our plates and come back over here and eat. The kids may even have to work on Thanksgiving. You know, Marshall works in a restaurant. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. They don't always get the time off. Joyce is very familiar with that. So I filled up the calendar so we would have lots of opportunities together. I also have thrown together some bonus Facebook Lives where we're going to do some extra things like gift card holders. You know, we're giving gift cards these days, and especially this year, we might be mailing them. Happy birthday to you too, Joyce, the day after tomorrow. And so we're going to do gift cards. I've got some stocking stuffer ideas. I had a list of about 7 things that we could do kind of a bonus Facebook Live over the next 4, 5, 7 weeks, something like that. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate you all being here so much. And if there's anything that I can do to help you be creative, then please let me know. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. I will see you later.